for visiting the Grenada EDD Economic Gardening website. We're here today with Dynamite Kirk. He's the president of Kirk Auto Group, and he's going to talk to us a little bit about his experience as an entrepreneur and starting and growing his business. Well, first, we would like to hear a little bit about your business and how everything got started.
Well, Pablo, I don't know whether you could call me an entrepreneur or not. Lord's been good to us and helped us grow to where we are. I started in the car business in 1967. Went to work for Cliff Cobbett Chevrolet as a salesman and stayed there for 6 years, and then had an opportunity to buy the Ford dealership, Donald Sullivan and I, we stayed partners till '79, and he decided he wanted to get out, and I bought him out. But it's been a lot of ups and downs, and starting a business is always tough, and especially if you broke like we were. We didn't have any money to begin with, but we had a good friend and a good banker, Bob Kennington and Ed Neely. And in today's environment, it would be hard to get it started like we did, because we had enough. It didn't take much money then to go in business, but the growing pains really was tough, and as we grew, we were always short of money. But Mr. Kennington was good to us, and Mr. Neely, and they helped us anytime we needed it, pretty much. But it's been a lot of, as you know, ups and downs in the car business. Shortly after we went in business in '74, we had the oil embargo, and gasoline doubled in price there, and in fact they had rationing. People lined up at the pumps trying to get gas, and we had quite a setback there, and then the next thing was had a couple of strikes. The unions had strikes, and that would put us behind. And then the big thing that really hurt us was when the inflation hit and went out the roof, and interest rates went to 22.75. We lost 23% of the car dealers in the United States at that time, and it was really tough. We couldn't sell enough new vehicles to pay the interest on our floor plan, the inventory that we had. But as time went on, we continued to grow, and just grew into it slowly. And one thing that a lot of people make mistakes in trying to start a business is they want to draw too much money out of the business
Too fast.
and wind up going broke. I actually took a big cut in pay when I went in business from what I was making working for Cliff. And it took a long time, several years, to get back to where I was to begin with, but every dollar we made went right back into the business and growing it. We first built out here in '76. We had a place down on 51 on Commerce Street, and that we were renting, and rent was $800 a month. And we moved out, built this building, bought this property, and moved out here Labor Day of '76. And of course, naturally, the rent went from $800 a month to about $10,000 a month. So it was a struggle for a long time, but we just kept battling and going forward and kept investing, and as time went on, we bought other dealerships and added to it. But that's basically the way it all got started, just putting in a lot of long hours and hard work. And so many people, when they start a business, the first thing they think, since they're in business for themselves, they don't have to work as hard, and they draw more money. But it's right opposite. You got to work harder and draw less until you get your business to start to establish and get it capitalized.
Great. So based on that experience and ups and downs, it seems like there were a lot of them at the beginning.
Still is.
Exactly. What would you say are three key elements that somebody that is starting a business needs to pay attention to so that they can be successful? I think you already mentioned some, but what would you?
Yeah, first of all, whatever business they're trying to start, know that there's a market for that business and do some research and have experience in that particular field. So many times people jump off into a different field from what they're accustomed to, and because somebody else is doing good in it, they think they can start the business. But you need to know what you're doing and know the field that you're getting in before you jump into it.
Okay. What challenges did you have to overcome when you started your business?
Shortage of funds.
Funds?
Shortage of funds. That's always even today it's just like it was 40 years ago. In fact, the environment now is worse than it was then because none of the banks are wanting to loan any money.
That's right.
So the biggest failure of businesses is undercapitalization, and when you go in undercapitalized, it's hard to ever overcome it. So that's the number one, to me, the number one factor is having capitalization.
Capitalization. Okay. Is there anything in particular that you would pull from your experience that you would like to share with new or young entrepreneurs out there that want to start a business? What recommendation would you give them?
Well, I don't know. Like I say, you just gotta you need to know what you're getting into and just work hard and put out you when you go home at night. Know that you've done the best you could do for that day, and done all you could do for that day, and trust in the Lord. And if you work hard enough, the old saying goes: the harder you work, the luckier you get. And
that's right.
When you work, and when you play.
Right. If you were
just do more work than you play.
Do more work than you play. If you were to summarize your experience from 1970s to now, all this, business activity and your experience as an entrepreneur, what word would you use? How would you summarize it? How would you describe it?
Well, it's hard to describe, but it's been a roller coaster ride in the car business, as you know. I don't know how I would summarize all the other businesses, but the car business we'll usually have 2 or 3 good years, and maybe in some cases we've had 5 or 6 good years, and then we'll have a couple of bad years, knock you back down, get your attention again, and get you focused back on business again, because you tend to get lax, and when the hard times come, you gotta get your mind back on business and do business like it's supposed to be done. But it's just like any other business. It's mostly a people business, and you gotta enjoy dealing with people and treat them right. And whether it's selling cars or selling insurance or at the grocery store or whatever, it's just a matter of being right with the people and taking care of your customer. Hope you'll keep coming back. Customer retention is one of the hardest things you have now, because regardless of what business you're in, with this world of internet today, people can get on the internet and get a price on anything, whether it's a car or bicycle or groceries, anything else. And fortunately, we have a lot of good customers and good friends that know that you've got to make money to stay in business, and the ones that don't want you to make money, you don't need them anyway.
That's
so
right.
That's kind of the way it is taking care of the customer.
Great, great. Well, Dynamite, thank you very much for your time, and all of you out there, we invite you to visit www.grenadameansbusiness.com/economic gardening to learn more about how the EDD can help you start and grow your business in Grenada County.